Hello, welcome to the FanDuel Punch Out. I'm Big Italy 42. He is Christopher Ruckus at Space Jam 23 DFS. Talking about tonight, Thursday night's action, and I actually really like a lot of these top pitchers here. I really don't like many of the cheap ones. Your biggest favorite, of course, Zach Greinke, minus 260 favorite. Clayton Kershaw didn't pan out too well last night. Joey Gallo got to him, hit a homer. He didn't get the win. He did get 10 strikeouts, which was solid, but didn't get the win, obviously. Greinke, similar favorite there, but he's 10,400. But for me, I prefer Garrett Cole at $11,200, most expensive pitcher on the board, but he's been incredibly consistent. He's got a significantly higher strikeout rate than Greinke does. Not quite as big of a favorite, of course, but when you look over his last six games, he has at least 7 strikeouts in every game. He's pitched 7 or more innings in 4 of those 5, so I think Garrett Cole's your top option, and then Greinke's going to be number 2. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I like Greinke. 10.4. I just hate that he is not a strikeout machine. Really, that's the only part I don't like about paying 10.4 for him. I'd much rather pay up 800 more and grab Cole. Or man, I don't even mind taking Chris Archer on the road versus the Nats at 10.5K. I mean, his matchup isn't nearly as good, but he's a better pitcher than Greinke. I mean, people might argue with me that he isn't because of his age and everything, but I think Archer might be top 5 daily fantasy pitcher in MLB.
Oh, I completely agree. I mean, his numbers are insane. I mean,
I'd contemplate top 3 with Kershaw and Felix.
I got Sale ahead of Archer slightly, but Archer right behind Sale.
Or Sale, yeah. Actually, I'm with you on that. So the only perk that Archer has is he also plays in Tampa Bay. So from that angle, but I really like Chris Archer tonight. And then also, I think everyone will be off of this pitcher, but he has, if not the highest strikeout upside on any given night. Salazar is 9.1K against the Cubbies. I get that they've been mashing the ball, but, it's tough to maintain the type of explosion that they're having night in and night out. So I know Salazar is prone to implosions, but man, the guy's just got strikeout potential, and we know the Cubs can strike out. So I don't mind Salazar. And then finally, if you're looking cheap, and he's only a little bit cheaper, you know who it is, Clay Buchholz against Atlanta. Same kind of thing. He's got strikeout upside. Atlanta's not a team super to pick on, but they're also not a team that's very scary. So those are pretty much all I'm considering. I just don't find a reason to play anybody else tonight. It feels weird. But I think I could be fine playing Salazar, Greinke, Cole, Archer, and Buchholz, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, Chris Archer, like you said, he's got 32.4% strikeout rate. It's absolutely ridiculous. And, I mean, Clay Buchholz, everyone likes to pick on him, not talk about him, but of all these pitchers on the mound tonight, he's 5th highest in strikeout rate, 24%, almost a 50% ground ball rate. He's got a home run per 9 that's similar to Chris Archer and Garrett Cole. And obviously significantly better to Salazar because that's his one weakness, like you said. But I don't really see any reason to dip past these guys either. Only other guy I would maybe consider, no, never mind. I'm not doing it. I'm passing. I was going to say R.A. Dickey against the Mets because they're so bad against righties, but it is in Toronto. I guess GPP option if you needed a cheap guy. I don't mind him because the Mets offense is so bad. But that's about the only thing going for him tonight.
Yeah.
And he doesn't strike anyone out anymore, so unless that knuckleball is just dancing all over the place. But we'll see. Either way, moving on to catcher, you've got some top options here. I like Brian McCann at home against Matt Latos. He's been fairly consistent recently. Obviously, I really only like targeting Brian McCann at home against an average to below average righty. So, I mean, I think this fits right into that tonight. And then below him, another guy in a righty-righty matchup, Travis d'Arnaud, 3,100. I love playing him in tournaments. He gets R.A. Dickey tonight, so I'm a fan of his as well.
I'm sorry, what was your first one?
My first one, Brian McCann.
Okay, yeah, Brian McCann. I think probably my top option is going to be Yasmani Grandal. I think he's the top overall option. It's kind of not very nice at catcher position today. I mean, obviously Buster Posey. I just hate that he's in Safeco. Jonathan Lucroy against Guthrie, I think, is another a decent spot. But I mean, it's weird. There's nothing that's eye popping to me. All the ones in good matchups don't have really good parks. All the ones with good parks aren't in the best matchups, so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, I think Lucroy, Grandal, Posey, and then Mr. Travis, how do you say it?
Darno.
Darno, and then Brian McCann. And I think that's really all you need to go after.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to have a bare minimum punt, Jan Gomes, he's got power. He's got more power against lefties than righties. But, I mean, bare minimum, if everything else fits, I don't mind throwing him in a tournament or two. First base, obviously your top options up here. Anthony Rizzo, homered again last night, gets Danny Salazar. If I'm playing anyone against Danny Salazar, kind of trying to pick on him, I'm obviously not chasing those huge games like the 17 runs they scored last night. But Anthony Rizzo at $4,100 is still a really nice price tag against a pitcher that struggles with the long ball tonight.
Yeah, no, completely.
Elsewhere, Joey Votto gets Justin Verlander. You haven't got to see it this year, but if you know me from podcast past, I like to pick on Justin Verlander, especially with guys like Joey Votto who put the ball in play. Verlander was okay in his start against the Indians, but Joey Votto is still one of the better hitters in the game. So 4,100, I really like him. Some other guys, of course.
Let me get in here. You're gonna give me all. You're gonna take all my plays. It's gonna be like, yeah, you can play Miguel Cabrera tonight, guys. So I think Adam Lind is in a sweet spot.
Yep.
I know you were going to get him, so I had to get there first. 2.5K is ridiculous for him against Guthrie. Love him. I think another really, really interesting play tonight, which I don't know if people will be on him, is Lucas Duda against Dickey. If that knuckler is not knuckling, Duda's got a tremendous power that I just love him. And then finally, I just realized this. Sorry, guys, I didn't mention this earlier. Back to the pitchers. Buchholz gets up a little bit higher for me. Freddie Freeman's doubtful today.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I believe because he sprained his wrist, unless I'm reading this wrong.
Yeah, something like that. It was something with his hand or his wrist.
Okay, yeah. So I'd say he's doubtful.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if he doesn't play, then that lineup takes massive hit. I mean, outside of that, you really don't even have a single power hitter in that lineup at all.
Yeah, so I think Buchholz, he's ranked a lot higher.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Adrian Gonzalez is 3.2K against Anthony Renato, who, as we know, he's pitched one inning this year, and he gave up 6 hits and 2 walks. Did get 2 Ks, though, so good for him. But $3,200, Adrian Gonzalez. He's not hitting particularly well right now, which is just going to keep his ownership level even lower tonight. All right, second base. I'm not paying for Jason Kipnis, $4,600 against Jason Hamill. Jason Hamill's a fine pitcher. No thanks there. Dustin Pedroia against Shelby Miller, I don't mind. Shelby Miller has been tough against righties, so he's more of a GPP option. But the guy that I'm really going to be looking at even more, trying to get myself a little bit of a discount, is going to be Brandon Phillips at $2,900. Batting at the top of that Reds order. Hasn't hit great over the past week or so, but Justin Verlander had some nasty splits against righties last season, so I can't imagine that he's rectified all of that in 2 starts in the minors this season. So I'm definitely taking on him with some righties.
Is this serious? Is Robbie Cano min salary against Vogelsong?
He should be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, wow.
How the mighty have fallen.
How, my Lord. I'm shocked by that.
Yep.
Well, sorry, guys, for going off on a little tangent there, but I think Neil Walker is a sweet contrarian play against Jeff Samardzija. He's batting as a lefty, more power as a lefty. Samardzija, when Orioles blew him up a couple weeks ago, Samardzija's good. He's either good or he's bad. He doesn't scare me at all, and I think a nice contrarian option would be Neil Walker. I wish I could play D. Gordon today, but I just can't. I like his upside. Howie Kendrick, maybe, I would consider as well versus, how do you pronounce his name? Ronaldo? Ronaldo. I would consider him as well.
You ready for my GPP special of the day? Rougned Odor. $2,300. First game he came up, went 3 for 3, 2 RBIs last night. 1 for 3, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. He's $2,300. Yes, he gets Zach Greinke, but Zach Greinke is a very good pitcher, but he's not a dominant pitcher. He's not a guy that overpowers you. And this guy, since getting sent down in the minors, just absolutely crushed right-handed pitching. So I'm loving him in tournaments tonight.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
All right. At third base, I'm certainly considering the Todd father here. He's got 4 home runs in his last 2 nights.
Dude,
Walk-off grand slam.
they're not home. They're not home runs he's hitting. They are like, remember like rock and jock basketball bricklayers and that. Dude, he's hitting those balls that are like worth 40 points because they hit like above the upper deck. He's destroying the ball.
Yeah. Like those old baseball video games where you get power-ups and you just push the button and like once you get a power-up, it's going to be a home run. That's Todd Frazier over the last 2 nights. I mean, they said he's leading the major leagues in extra base hits. Like leading everyone. Miggy, Goldschmidt, all of them. So
he's a monster. I mean, I love him. Obviously love him, but you know who else I really, really like? And you're going to be like, I'm not sure. It's a little bit off. Joey Gallo against Greinke. I love the Odor-Gallo combo today as a tight little weird hook that I don't think will be high owned. And then also, I love hooking Neil Walker and Josh Harrison in that same fashion as a weird low-owned teamer. Teamer.
The low-owned tumor. The only kind of tumor you want. The low-owned one.
I was going to say two-owner, and it came out tumor. I'm like, man.
I knew what you meant, but yeah, I like that a lot. And I mean, Joey Gallo, he's got 3 more homers than Robbie Cano already this year, and he's making about $1 billion less than he is this season. So maybe Robbie Cano should go to Joey Gallo hitting camp this summer. Just saying.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, they're doing a special. Maybe he can do the 9-1 setting with the younger age group that are just getting off the tee.
Yeah. Joey Gallo out here teaching class to the vets. Kyle Seager, 3,200 against Vogelsong, I don't mind. Guy who's been hitting the ball really well. Brock Holt. Obviously, we know that Shelby's not much better against righties, but
dude, I love Brock Holt. I hate the Red Sox and love Brock Holt. Please, Brock Holt, I know you're watching this for your games today. Will you please, just jump ship, go to a different team? I can't stand the Red Sox, so I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
I also would like to point out real quick that Danny Valencia, once again, outscored Josh Donaldson against the lefty. And I'm not playing him today against a righty, just saying that keep that in mind next time they play a lefty. Save yourself your $2,000 and get yourself some Danny Valencia. Other guys that are cheap, Aramis Ramirez is $2,400. I like the Brewers quite a bit tonight against Jeremy Guthrie. Obviously, we know his terrible splits against lefties, but not so great against righties either. And then Chase Headley's still minimum salary if he's batting second tonight. All right, shortstop time. Jose Reyes, $3,800, gets Bartolo Colon.
What time is it?
What time is it?
You go shortstop time.
Shortstop time. It's actually not too bad tonight. There's actually some decent options.
Listen, I'm saying I'm in first. Jung Ho Kang is my third stack, man. Okay, remember we talked about him in the beginning of the season. You're like, Pirates got this guy who can hit for power. I'm like, what's his name? You're like, Jung Ho Kang. I'm like, you're lying. I don't believe it. And he's a masher.
Yep, dude, he's killing the ball. Now he's batting cleanup behind some big bats, all of which are hitting well right now. $2,900. This price still didn't go up after homering again last night, so you gotta love that. Wilmer Flores is getting too pricey for me, as he was my punt there for a while. I know you were on him as well. Just getting kind of pricey. Xander Bogaerts also hitting the ball pretty well, but he's got a tough matchup, righty-righty against Shelby Miller. As you go down a little bit, Francisco Lindor, his price went up $100 from last night, but $2,400. This guy can still do it all. Tough matchup against Jason Hamill, but if you need a cheap option, I think that he's really the only guy that I'm looking at down near the bottom, unless you wanted to go with Jacob Elmore, who did bat second last night. Doesn't really have any power, but he's a guy that gets on base, puts the ball in play, so I don't think he's a bad min salary plan.
Oh, who am I going to say right now? Who is Chris going to say?
You're going to say Jimmy Rollins. You better not say Jimmy Rollins.
No. Same price, way. I'm the biggest homer of this guy. He had a huge night last night.
Alcides Escobar?
Ding, 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 ding. You got it. Alcides Escobar, 2.2K against Jimmy Nelson. You know how I feel about Alcides. If you guys watch our podcast, I say him every time he's playing. Yep. The man is he's so fast. And I love him. He sprays the ball, and I love the bats behind him. So
had a 3-run triple last night.
Ripped it. Did you see that?
Yep.
So I love him. I think he went 2 for 5, right? 4 or 5 ribbies.
4 ribbies, yeah.
He had a good game.
Yes, he did.
So yeah, I'm all over Alcides.
Absolutely. Moving on to the outfield here. I mean, your number one option has to be Giancarlo Stanton against CC Sabathia. I mean, that's not even going to be fair. I mean, CC Sabathia is priming as Giancarlo Stanton tonight. Good luck. Giancarlo Stanton's probably my favorite hitter at any position tonight.
There's a chance that Giancarlo Stanton is the highest scoring player of the day today, pitchers included.
Yeah. Chris Archer takes exception to that.
Chris Archer, yeah, but so Giancarlo won. So then I'm torn. So I think I actually really like Carlito Gomez. He should be playing today. I think he hurt his hip. Is that lineup out as of yet?
No, not yet. He played last night though. He came back last night.
I meant that's what I was double checking. I didn't play him last night.
Yeah.
So I love Carlos Gomez as well. And then what's the deal on Starling Marte? Sprained his ankle last night?
Yeah, they said he had pain in his left ankle. They said they're unknown. It's unknown if he's gonna have to play or have to sit out. But I mean, I'd imagine the way that guy's been hitting, you don't take that risk tonight. You go ahead and just let the man take a day off.
Yeah, I love the Pirates. So if he's in, play him. I love Polanco. I love McCutchen. I love Neil Walker. I think I just named my top stack of the night. Super Contrarian, U.S. Cellular against Mr. Sharkey. I love the Pirates tonight. So Polanco and McCutchen are both really in play for me.
Yep. And then a couple Dodgers, Yasiel Puig, Jock Peterson. Got to consider those guys as well, right around there. Like you mentioned, Carlos Gomez, he's really cheap, 3.4. Ryan Braun, his teammate, 3.7. Not a bad option as well. If you want just a power upside guy, Brandon Moss is the guy I'm looking at, $3,500 against Jason Hamill. Like I said, you don't love the matchup, but he's the guy that can crush the ball. And then, once again, Mr. GPP Gold himself, Steven Souza, 3.2K against Doug Fister tonight. Definitely like him in some GPPs. Elsewhere, if you're looking for cheap, you got guys like Carlos Beltran, who's had a spot around 5th. What's that?
Why don't we go back and forth? Ready?
Okay.
You go cheap, I go cheap, and we'll give you guys a rundown. This will be a turbo cheap hour with Big Italy and Space Jam. And we'll literally go all players under 2.5K.
All right, I'm going to start at the bottom and go up to 2.5.
All right.
Carlos Beltran.
Michael Kadire.
Okay. GPP Melky Cabrera.
GPP Angel Pagan.
Okay. I got one for you here. I can't remember his last name. Kyle Schwarber.
Yes. Kyle Schwarber. And then finally, we'll finish it off. Righty-lefty matchup against Ryan Vogelsong. 2.3K. Seth Smith, the only.
Seth Smith, the only. Love it. And I'll throw out one more guy who's not under that salary, but a guy that I love in tournaments tonight, Marcell Ozuna against CC Sabathia.
Love Marcel.
Absolutely. All right, with that, that's going to wrap things up. Find us on Twitter at DF Cafe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our optimizer, our cheat sheets, a lot of great content at dailyfantasycafe.com.